Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of the Pro Tools HD Automation Controls tutorial. In this video we're going to be looking at preview and capture, so let's get into it.
Moments later.
For this tutorial I'm going to be using plugins as well as volume automation to better demonstrate what preview and capture do. Before we begin, we've got to make sure that preview is turned on. We can do that by simply coming here to the automation window and clicking preview, and also that we've got automation enabled for all of our parameters in our plugins. There are two ways you can do that. The first one is by simply coming here to the auto section of a plugin, clicking this window, and selecting whichever parameter you'd like. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using all of them. So hit add, OK. And now notice that all of our parameters are lit red. This is Pro Tools telling us that we've got all of the parameters in automation enabled mode. Now, the other way to activate and deactivate automation, the faster way, is by simply holding Control Option Command and clicking Auto. Now, all of our parameters went back to normal, and when we click there back again, everything goes back to automation enabled. Let's do the same thing to our pitch shifter, and now we are good to go. So let's say that I want to automate all of this selection in preview mode. So I hit play, and I start by cutting off the mids a little bit and raising the pitch, lowering the volume. Nothing happens because we are not actually writing anything just yet. We're still previewing everything. And also Pro Tools let you know that you're still in preview mode by lighting up the automation mode green. Now that we are ready to write automation in preview, let's come here to manual write and hit this middle button, which is Write to Selection, hit stop, OK. Now, when we jump out of the automation section, back to normal, our plugins go back to normal as well, our fader moves back to 0, everything goes back to normal. And when we jump back to automation, we have all of our parameters written just as we left off in preview. That's pretty cool, right? It can be particularly useful when you're designing new sounds and you have, say, 10 plugins opened up and you have no idea which are the best settings, and so you start experimenting with them until you decide to write automation. So that's why preview is so beneficial to a sound designer. You can also punch preview automation. Let me show you what this means. So if I hit play and I automate a little bit, lower the pitch, lower the fader. Instead of making a selection, I can tell Pro Tools to start automating all of these settings whenever I press to punch preview, and so automation is gonna begin to be written at the cursor. So when you come here to preview, you simply hit this little arrow, which is called exactly to punch, and now automation starts to be written until we hit stop. And now when you come back to automation, all of our settings are written. When you jump out of it, everything goes back to normal. Pretty cool, right? Now let's have a look at capture. Imagine that you want to take a snapshot of your current automation values of your parameters and paste those settings onto another place of your session while it's still being written. So for example, I hit play without being in preview, and I lower the fader, I raise the pitch, and I say I raise the high mids as well. You can see that now automation is being written in real time, right? So you hit capture, and once you do, this button is gonna blink. So hit capture, hit stop, and say come back to the beginning, hit play, punch capture, and now all of those settings are gonna be written right here. So you hit stop, automation is back to where we captured it right there. Now, capture can also work while in preview mode. So let's say that I hit play, come back to preview, and lower the pitch, and lower the volume, boost the low end, apply a low pass filter, and instead of selecting to preview, I simply hit capture, stop, Get out of preview and everything goes back to 0. Hit play, punch capture, and our automation is now being written, exactly how we captured while in preview.
Much later.
And that's about it. This video wraps up the brief introduction to Pro Tools HD automation controls. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. Other than that, I wish you have a great day and I'll talk to you soon. See ya!